Doma Sports Talk Worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. There's a whole lot of boxing going on, so we're going to get to some important things. But let me tell you something. There's three things in the boxing world that will make the boxing world stand up, take notice, put them in shock, make them pay attention. Three things, you know what I'm saying? I've been thinking about it. I wanted to do this a couple of days ago, but you know, I'll do it right now. But I'm going to make it shorter than I had planned. Three things, right? One would be if Tyson Fury would say, you know something, for December the 5th, I'm going to fight Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz, right? If he's going to say, I'm going to fight Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz, everybody knows how dangerous Ortiz is. Everybody will get behind that fight. It'll, you know, make people a little bit forget about, you know, the fact that he won't fight Deontay Wilder, that he's taking another fight, another route, right? You know, and all of this stuff he's ducking and stuff like that, or he's cherry picking the opponents, because we've seen him do that with Otto Wallin and Tom Schwartz, you know, so he's going to go another route and take some more easy fights. If he were to say, and you guys know this would be true, I'm going to fight Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz on December the 5th, everybody would go crazy, and it would be a big, huge hit. We know that, right? Another one would be Saul Canelo Alvarez, the face of boxing, who's going through a lawsuit with his promotion company, his network. He's trying to sue everybody, right? We document it. If he would just say, hey, boom, you know something? Forget that. I'm fighting Demetrius Andrade just for whatever. We can't do it for undisputed like we could have last year, but I'm going to get this title from this dude, unify, and make sure to seal my deal as being #1 pound for pound, because I'm going to fight somebody that I know is dangerous and everybody else knows it, right? First of all, the lawsuit will be over. The zone will say, hey, what's you? Now we talking. What you need? 40 million, you got it, right? Because that's a fight that you're supposed to be taking, right? Oscar De La Hoya, he'll mess around and won't come back no more, right? You know what I'm saying? Well, shoot, I don't need to come back. I would just come back to see, you know, to show you how to fight hard fights. That would be thing, you know what I'm saying? And then it's about legacy and respect. Everybody in the industry knows what's up. Only people that are trying to act like they don't hear that are people that's going to always act like they don't hear that. You know what I mean? Or what's going on. So you're not going to penetrate that wall. That's a hard wall to penetrate. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and before I get to number 3, I'm going to a lesser extent, if Pacquiao would say, hey, you know what, forget Conor McGregor and all that, I'm going to get Terrence Crawford, right? Sorry, Kell Brook, I'm going to fight Terrence Crawford so we can get unified, and the winner of that fights the winner of Danny Garcia and your boy, you know, Errol Spencer. We can have one champion, and you know, undisputed. That would be huge, and everybody knows it. If Pacquiao announced, I'm fighting Crawford, be huge. Boxing world would stop a little bit. Now, another one would be Lopez versus Devin Haney. They're trying to tell you it won't be, but Teofimo Lopez just beat your boy, Loma. He's the man right now. But there's a guy in your division with the belt, the real belt, and that'll be an undisputed fight. No, don't let nobody tell you that that's not huge. There's nothing huge, no matter how many followers Ryan Garcia has on Instagram. The legacy fight, undisputed, means a lot more than that, right? You know, he's going to be an influencer if he does whatever. If he wasn't boxing, probably. Bottom line is, as a boxer, that legacy matters. Don't let nobody tell you different. Lopez and Devin Haney will be a start of an awesome rivalry, because they're going to both move up in weight, and it will be the huge thing, and boxing world would stop and take notice if Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney were able to fight, and people would get the hell out of the way, right? But the third one, and this is big, would be Deontay Wilder speaking. Right? Deontay Wilder came out, he ain't spoke since February. If he came out and spoke, then it would be something huge. Well, he has. He's spoken. Now, I've watched a couple of videos, right, a little short, to see what's happening, and he's spoken. And he's addressed some of the things that you didn't think he was going to address. So all the people who've been wanting him to speak, now you got it. All the people who've been saying that, well, let's see what he's going to say about Glovegate and the problems that he's had with the Tyson Fury fights, well, he's addressed them, right? Now, here's the deal. I'm going to be honest with you. I went through a little boxing news, and I saw all the other headlines of what's happening with Munguia got a win over Tiana Johnson. I'm not going to do an extra video about it, but he got a win over Tiana Johnson, and some other headlines and stuff, and what's going to happen on the Uzek and Chisora undercard and blah, blah, blah. But no mainstream media is talking about Deontay Wilder speaking for the first time since February. Got to go on the internet and see some brothers. Right? That's not what that news only should be, because everybody was talking about him not speaking. Right? So let's let everybody talk about him speaking. And this is going to make sure that, well, let me make sure this is clear. This is going to make people, have to react. Like the WBC saying everybody was crazy for even thinking about this. So now you're saying Deontay Wilder's crazy. Pundits, old media, all of them people, you're going to have to react now. Like I told you before, that's why he ain't talking. That's why he wasn't talking the whole time. He's not talking to you because he knew that this stuff was going on, and y'all ain't going to do nothing about it at all, right? And that's why he didn't speak to mainstream media. So as long what he said, he addressed those problems. I ain't got to tell you. I mean, everything you're gonna see it soon, but he definitely said, he addressed those problems, and more or less justice is coming. You know what I'm saying? So justice lurks. The only thing that I wasn't happy about is that he just straight up, whatever, I'm pressing charges against a whole lot of people. Now he didn't say that, so that's the only disappointing thing to me, because I think his lawsuit would be more legit than Canelo Alvarez's lawsuit against the Zone for trying to get 35-40 million a fight for fighting nobody, right? This is something legitimate, so that means something's going to happen. I'm hoping, and I'm being honest, let's press some charges. If these things happen, charges should be pressed, and then we can move on, right? So this is really interesting. Everybody, keep your eye on what will go down after this, because for everybody that was inside hoping that Deontay Wilder is going to take the high road, which really ain't the high, that would be the low road, but just basically I'm gonna ignore this and I'm not going to ever say that it really happened, right? That kind of thing. No, we're talking about boxing. We're talking about the possibility of gloves being tampered with in a boxing match. That is a major sin. I think that even goes in front of doping, right? It's a major sin in boxing, and normally people are, outraged by it. But it just so happens that Deontay Wilder looks the way he does. So that, we don't get outraged when something happens to those kind, right? But we do. So let's see what happens. That's the three things I'm telling you. Boxing world would trip if Fury would say, hey, I got Ortiz, or if Canelo would say, I got Andrade, and Deontay Wilder speaking is what we got. So enjoy, everybody, because that's some news for your ass. Done with Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.